Men's Gold can.
They are all part. You say all financial institutions. No present this for
oh, including Men's Gold.
Yes, of course. All of them. All those.
No, are you certain about that? Because details.
I am telling you, they are all parts.
Men's Gold.
Wherever they are listening to me now, I am speaking in my capacity as communications officer of the party. All of them are covered under this promise. They will all be paid back
in 1 year.
Nothing that they be make Men's Gold. I said, the Men's Gold for will be BT one.
Oh, many people Ghana for.
Ghana for what?
I say something like
come on. Ebi kura no omapenye kukwado award a ode ko be man one pictures oni ni ko twitwa ye na ma omunya adwuma ni mugidie di omusika koto and that's atori enchemasi no musika ahia aban o wa abadaye disaster si o manfo obre ebi mu ahwo mo ho akonfo ebi mu nya ho moja broso dia nko na broso 70 mintua
na onim say Men's Gold near MFI any financial institution in the right sense of the word
ni nyina ye kan ni liberal o mu nyina manfo sika na
Now, Kenke, so let's say they are selling epic. Mekuna ye didn't know. And you, Mr. President, is telling us that we should have patience. Patience for what? Why are you failing to admit that I have failed? You've been politicizing this issue, that this is somebody's legacy. What is your legacy, Mr. President? What is your legacy?
I sincerely apologize to the minister.
You were somebody that we had high expectations of. Most of them too much. More serious. With the greatest of respect.
A few moments later.
Some of my comments were overboard and unsavory, and that I sincerely apologize to the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa, as I apologize to viewers who were offended.
Lily, all right, viewers, thank you very much. You've stayed with us. For the record, it's the most authoritative political show. Mama Menka insists the reason we've not been consistent with coming live is not because Sabia Yembesi Beba, but seven previous, we have a lot of things going on in our lives. It's necessary that we come and have those conversations. Hence, CMB live and a mobile casano. Over the period, Yebeka Bibia. Nay, say Bibia Ghana for Edi Hong Komo, and it's of greater importance. Then we come and shepherd and shape the conversation the way it must be had. Because there is too much chaff, there is too much nonsense within the political space, there's too much noise, comedy during our morning shows in here. So for the records, we've taken it upon ourselves that baby a moment in koye, baby a margin in koye, and we will find a way to shape the conversation around those periods. And no and yeba ababe. And Urefifikwati clearly has said certain things. He said Nkrofobi NDC abaimwa or more EGG sikadia bribe. In fact, NDC abain said ebeya MPP4 mu wiye sikano. Yemfa wamo enkojil. Yebeka mwasem Lily Mohammed eko kan sembi, which I just played the video. Ekufu the time Lily Mohammed kan sem. Obia nka nche ne say omra me apologize. No kura ne say freedom of speech was under attack. In the same vein, under John Dramani Mahama, yes, one of the media person. Lily Mohammed has made certain comments about I show speed in Ghana. Under the person who believes in the freedom of speech, you forced no Amana Babe apologize. Yebeka a bit of commentary about it. Minim se min friend reverend o se min friend comedian o se min friend insulter o se deyon insulter Kofi Oduro the shouter Kofi Oduro the tear Kofi Oduro, the degree of hypocrisy being exhibited by this man needs to be unraveled. During a Kufuor time, the Nwakaye, the position is say some of us believe that no ye nyame nipa, and for that matter, or can someone we trusted that he was indeed fighting for the nation, but it is only time that will expose the intentions of man. So people say, give time some time, and time will reveal the actual intentions of man. And you made this uncommon. We no free wa MPP4 akwa koto aba. And ye to abano, Dr. Mahama Baumia Anna Ewini as the flag bearer of the new patriotic party. What does it say? Here funny drew is it Dr. Mahama Baumia Ewini. Ejuma or ho, ejuma ni ho. These are conversations that we are going to have very shortly. Yabesa dinkomo in the past 1 week, Anna yes and the videos be mame fa say man be our day Captain and smart. In fact, there is minimum yeti and papa two ni smart and Matthias said the entire papa two ni smart because almost an abandon yes smart into yes what ni smart and a said it confuses people. So Captain Smart Ameki and several commentaries be about my coming to the United States, which we will need to set the record straight as to the purpose, the reason not because he deserves some attention, he deserves a response, but already Proverbs 26 verse 5 will say, answer a fool according to his folly, otherwise he will be wise in his own eyes. Do not answer a fool according to his folly. Otherwise, you and him will be probably the same. And in as much as we decided we were not going to mind the unsmart human being, we will find a way to answer because nipa bebree agency mhunu a work cannot edi. Cocoa farmers or more kikem so mbeko a strike di asem cocoa board. Ene won sensem yebedi sa enkomo no. Stand Dogbe and military, the arrogance of power. The arrogance of power. But before that, see a year NPP primary, sir. I have only two interests. Interest me, you know, Anamewo. Who becomes the chairman of the NPP national? I have interest. I know the many grassroots funding, you will interest. The entire interest in this, Ura, a year. Joe Wise, Joe Sewusu has made commentary said, but could be what MPP national chairmanship race in what Oyinitia or best supporting it because MPP here and Nimonyam for MPP here will be our Yakukudru for MPP here will be our Buama party no waya konobio. No the discipline ebeba. It is our interest no the dikai MPP national chairmanship race. Here for the records near Chita for your interest and say Ura chairman Boache Ejako. Torino is very solid. Torino is very clear. He understands the ideals and the principles on which the formation of our family was built. Torino is our person going for the chairmanship. Boache Ejako or no other person. Any other person be a interest in tea or personal interest in tea. One person Boache Ejako ba be chairman of the MPP. Yano nyina di besiani. Party na aye somebody aye tuamuda na mo interest nti mo pen crofo mbema mo kwa mo ba betena fly party headquarters one more din sem hunu for yourselves, which does not inure to the benefit of the new patriotic party. It's aye interest in say Boache Ejako is somebody we will support any day anytime. We are no free wa Ashanti region is the heartbeat of our party. For that matter, whoever becomes the leader of Ashanti region, we, the people of For the Records and the grassroots base of the party, we are very interested. So over the period, the party national chairman won to minister for the past 12 years as the chairman. Now, when it comes to the regional chairman of Ashanti region, we do have interest. And your interest, no. Eti you were interest. Papa your friend or a chairman or dinner ho kwaku appear. Meaning say you can cook most often than not. People begin to say, so there's another guy called Coca. I will also a year 1, 2, 3 now. What did he? Canada Japan. Yes, I cook Canada can accept. There is Coca or no a chairman or dinner ho kwaku appear. The Munyam for Bema was some party no. We believe so. Baby did the regional chairman of the Ashanti Regina, Ebebuama party, Neni Munyam Asaba. So for these two people, we've shown our hands, we will go support them. Not because of any personal interest. Me OKATAKYIE, my friend, I didn't come, I didn't mean any chakabia. But we believe clearly he can support and he can build the party again. Sebaya Jumfoma no be party ne asembu. Sebaya a year or more Alaba ne Musinzongo ombesa pe party na sembio. So our interest for Ashanti region and the national chairman is Boachie Jakon and Kuka, period. Wa woni yanya adwene edru wa ye bechere. Ye ntia de yanya adwene edru wa bechere. Ye nyina ye bechere ye adwene. Now, ye movie away na yene Kofi Oduro eni nkomo. Me say I don't know whether to call him reverend. I don't know whether to call him prophet. I don't know whether to call him insulter. I don't know whether to call him shouter. I don't know whether to call him Tie Kofi Oduro. But yente Kofi Oduro.
God alone be the glory. To God alone. So I stand here. We will not castigate. We will not malign. We as fe o enkwasiafua edifo enkwa honorable park edifo enkwasiafo be pray wagana. They told this government that they will win. They even said that they will prove to the nation that there are boys from men. Now the Bible said, Onyame on Kasanchiro will be no people I couldn't imagine Kasa. That prophet should not be feared. That word feared should not be regarded, should not be respected, should not be honored, should not. That prophet spoke out of flesh. Hunam dia ye benye dia utimi mansamo kwasi ankomshane kwasi adifo ne kwasi adiye ne kwasi adwumano a mode tigana han pia.
A few moments later.
I want to ask Ghanaians, please forgive Bernard L. Bernard. We don't always get it right because we are men. And I think that it's time we let you know that we are not demigods. We are not supermen. We are men of God. We have made the error of projecting ourselves beyond our capacity. But if God is able to do something with us, we should be like Paul that says that we are unprofitable men. We have only done what we were assigned to do, and God alone be the glory. To God alone. So I stand here. We will not castigate. We will not malign. We are going to ask Ghanaians to forgive him, and we are asking the church to pray for him. He is one of us. We cannot desert him. You touch one, you touch all. We are wounded. We are all wounded. Because what he went through, I can go through. I can prophesy.
Listen, let's be very clear. I think the hypocrisy in our Ghanaian society. So because El Bernard, a professor, yes, John Dramani Mahama be winning 2024 election. And no, or succeed, you know. If you touch one, you've touched all. Nebomono, your friend say, Sophia, your friend simple. Kusibuaten professor, my MPP. Say MPP be winning, MPP and winning. It's you know the omoye enkwasiafo asofo enkwasiafo edifo. You see the hypocrisy of Kofi Oduro. It is high time so Kofi Oduro will be unraveled. He needs to be shown for what he is. You see, Kofi Oduro ye Julius Debra Enuya. Tienye. Osha asi anu okeke mu tie no diura aye politics muni ade nyina no. Some of us told you guys that our personal interest, nothing short of personal interest, say ni nuanom be wini na eno no wanyinya nya ho contract ni ade. Not because he actually believes that Akufo-Addo aban ni nyana Mahama was the alternative. Eti Kofi Oduro ni interest nyina ne say Julius Debra wo ye chief of staff eye Kofi Oduro ni nua. Na we make Julius Debra my former boss chief of staff. Yes, he miano papa. Minim boni a waye menim boni a waye nti a ye mia no ne ade it were affairs no e say was so touch na nko de call ayi ni ade na all of a sudden adwom foi you say Ewura John Mahama ni interest has shifted every Julius Debra succeeding him call at force ne ho nkro ne ba ne nti e say health work ne ade nyina wagyayo na se saa ne tie dia Ewura Julius Debra already 48 laws of power. Or say, do not outshine your master. So I think at some point you were becoming too domineering within the space, now overshadow John Mahama. And then the best bufuma ebi. But Yamra back to Kofi Oduro. Kofi Oduro is a hypocrite. Kofi Oduro onya sofo. Kofi Oduro nya no krefo. Kofi Oduro interest eye adia ba akope. Adia no person wey nyina ye change of government because Julius Debra is the brother. That I know for a fact. It Kofi Oduro ni bibi papa bia boye wo a national discourse mu. The work can be any personal interest. There is nothing wrong. Ye nyina wa ha wo bia wo personal interest. Enunti na any kwan say oko hide behind the pulpit, pretending to be discussing national issues devoid of a interest. Over the period, I have always, from the days of Happy FM to XYZ to Angel, I have always said that I am NPP. I will be NPP. Nothing will change and nothing has changed. Except that whether a NPP or a NDCU, when I need to speak truth to power, I will look in your face and say it as it is, without fear, without favor. And they almost said to me, no more cancer. Sekadechia Kebiatia na Dr. Mamadou. It's okay. Say meme kachia Dr. Mamadou Baumiano. Mujitu mudia. It means the same honesty, the same degree of honesty. Na me can be etia ayejo mama abai. So the American and running it does not negate the American in it. My goodness, ne toda na said the old pretty. But let's keep on. So Kofi Oduro clearly is a concern issue, as said by a year Ibreville. Kofi Oduro enkanokure. Kofi Oduro nyenya minipa. Nyame bia mfrɛ no. Nyame mfrɛ no. Ye nyina ye discuss national issues. Kofi Oduro clearly is discussing national issues. When your politics obeye and wako hide behind the pulpit and walk come netie. Yes, muntie but or a politician. Period. Muntie no, but or a politician. It is the lens of Kofi Oduro no. Yen sha see people say and we software work national issues. And I know na ye kusibuaten kom sha memo so ye nkwasiafo asofo ene eye El Bernard because El Bernard prophesy say John Mahama be wini into us so oye one of us. So Kofi Oduro, the hypocrisy is just too much. I think you need to just come clean, let the people know me NDC ni me nuane Julius Debra me wo interest e de ba se ye ka national issues so a me de meka a kire say me NDC kana sa ne nyina obi ahonto no ene ja asem akotete ana asore no achi na me yesofo na me discuss national issues enso we discuss national issues nyina na etro sitam so yefa Kofi Oduro to na me ka kire mo say clearly aban we nya na adwene so obe fight corruption. The same chrono noa a course over John Mahama #1 no. It's the same chrono that is going on, except that because of the goodwill of the people, when I say it, the people do not even understand what I'm saying. Mekasa womunte. Nemom yesese bomochichie free insuase beka kire se odenchema wuwa. Yenye na chininye. Now, se me na me kana muntia. Yentie owura fifi kweti intino.
And Attorney General, I'm sure the pressure is mounting. We at the level of the party are picking the signals. And the signals we are picking is this: that many among us, in spite of the further pleas and the pressure coming from the public that things have to be done properly, punishment must be exacted, and things have to be done, some among us are busy trying to cut deals with people who are supposed to be prosecuted. Some among us are trying to cut deals. Some are becoming conduits through whom pressure is being brought to bear on people who are supposed to do what is right. I'm not mentioning names. A time may come where we may have to. A word to the wise. Some know themselves. Those who are. We are hearing your names. Think again. Because this victory was achieved largely because the people of Ghana wanted the right things done. Not for deals to be cut. For them to say, okay, now that we are on the other side, we cut deals so that tomorrow you also can get a deal cut. No, it won't happen.
When you make us, NDC abai. We free the General Secretary of the NDC, which is Fifi Kwete. Fifi Kwete say, na bemu for no wa pick a signal. And this is not anybody at all, no mean a person. Fifi Kwete is the General Secretary of the NDC. Baby, I want here no. And someone what here, the intelligent intel or pick here. I am much more than menu me apeke. So if Fifi Kwete should come to us and tell us who are picking intel, say NDC for no be, sabre wamo kati deals with MPP for ni be, say be ya yebe leave you off the hook. Please, you should know that NDC is a bunch of criminals who have come in to plunge out. There is nothing new. And the Ghanaian people are going to understand why I always tell you, say, Bibi anyhow. Ekufuado na iya niyama bi kenoforiata ya wadwane na iya niyama bi. Amen na ndisi ho ya akono. But over time, umaami ewu na aso wada ye nyina ebehu. So it is Fifi Kwete saying that NDC for the MPP for kati deal. Say be ya ye believe of the hook and wa pick sa intel no. We nyame na make waka say yentie Fifi Kwete bio yentie no.
And Attorney General, I'm sure the pressure is mounting. We at the level of the party are picking the signals. And the signals we are picking is this. That many among us, in spite of the Father, please, and the pressure coming from the public that things have to be done properly. Punishment must be exacted. And things have to be done. Some among us are busy trying to cut deals with people who are supposed to be prosecuted. Some among us are trying to cut deals. Some are becoming conduits through whom pressure is being brought to bear on people who are supposed to do what is right.
Okay, Fifi Kwete erase. So far, what me ehunu say NDC aban ne bebre omu omo kati deals. Is that why prosecution is not going on? Is that the case? The entire prosecution enkoso no. If some more kati deals na Ghana for must know. The Ghanaian people must know. And this is coming from the General Secretary of the NDC. Na yanko ni ehunu say aban no ewo mu no so e scam aban maka kire mu a yenti.
There are 27 presidential staffers. All of them were publicly announced, unlike in the past. In addition to these 27, 3 people have been appointed.
A few moments later.
To mention that the previous government had about over 300 staff at the presidency. I want to know concrete figures. How many staff do we have here?
I can tell you for free
at the presidency
that the numbers here are far less. Indeed, we are required by law this quarter to present the list to Parliament. So you will see. I think that the numbers are being compounded, but I know for a fact that it is far less than what we inherited from the previous administration.
Far less than what we inherited. When it came about because 26 presidential staffers. Busawa another question in the same vein. We can net day in the day. Net day pa a woman pa any day. Sanya abine the yatro abanya. Was it 26 presidential staffers? Yabaya say Bebusa say currently no. What presidential staffers na you must I can tell you is far less. But catch them. The people are liars, they are scammers, and it is only a matter of time. Then you people will see through the lens. Na mo de me bo be breme. Because Akufo-Addo by Sata Miami party. When I started talking, the same people, oh, Master Jawa, but with time they saw that some of the things that I spoke about clearly is what led to our humiliating defeat at the long run. And they may cut here John Mahama by not because me MPP, but because clearly when you pierce the veil of corruption, when you pierce the veil of a theatrics in a comedy noir, behind that veil of military uniform, concert, say ni adeno. Enye bibi fufuro bia. Enye bibi fufuro bia. Eye scammers in government. So, yentoa so. Now, ye kroma say, ana John Dramani Mahama abanye di kamba ye. Eye John number 1, 2013 to 2016. Ye tuaba 2017 wako ye. Now, Oduro be the Dogbe. Dogbe was a presidential staffer then, and they were a deputy chief of staff. Dogbe became so powerful, say, even journalists for no more recorders at most of the things are leading to the defeat after so much report. One of the people the actions and inactions contributed immensely to the humiliating defeat, which at that time had never been seen. In 2016 was Dogbe. If it's Dogbe na oyedwe na omunipa na Dogbe ne the 3 wise men, mokai the 3 wise men, which is Abansumani Babin and 2 other people. Yes, na Dogbe magabakura. Yati kroma say na the same Dogbe and Jomama acquire repackaging. And wamaba na Ghana for ede Akufo-Addo ne kenofuriata ne ba omia ho ahinti. Aja yese ode would fan once na ho abufu a wobere ukuro. Yasa akofa Jomama dada yi a wo ba no so no. The same Dogbe a no ogi media for recording to twene. No yesi. Now the arrogance of power has moved. Not even after 2 years or 3 years. Just after 1 year in government, Ora Dogbe ne John Mahama call a year program. Now, omoko program military guy ye ejina ho a wo ye na juma. Military guy a o ye na juma. Me won say eye menua what send me a year reportage be. I'll come there. I'll read it. Now, military guy ye na juma. Dogbe drew wa. Dogbe feels so powerful. Say, and then we don't have no respect, no regard for people in uniform. Ubetimi aba America. Now so oye politician. Na oye wajuma. Military person so ye na juma. And Dogbe can get the courage. Look at a picture now to me the video in the say military guy no ye na juma wotimi so ni moto na twene baby. So for a moment people were commenting so ebi a military guy no 8 years Dogbe na so. So the question was whether or not otia na so nti na oyi ne to twene ye ana. So we delve deeper to see what clearly happened. Yansha video quickly. Yansha video. Okay, hold on with this one. Okay. Eti usha video we ya Jomama and all of a sudden I don't know where the craze for some military uniform and yeah, we voted for a civilian government. We did not vote for a military leader. The concert, the theatrics, the gymnastics, you know, a dozen. Ghana for concert na Jomama, you know, a dozen. But he understands the psyche of the people. Even J.J. Rawlings, who was a military leader, when he was elected as a civilian leader, or in a military uniform ni guho, as a symbol of say we are not ready for military dictatorship. All of a sudden, Yatu Abama Jomama, and because he understands some per concert in theatrics inti, a civilian government who has been voted into power continuously showcase military uniform, Now, who ye military uniform? That means Okondo see a military dictator, right? It is Ochina. It's a military dictator. Ye here there. And ya would your mama won't call a year 7 previous training via John Mahama won't call training via. It is a year fair. So ubesha military uniform when you were a civilian government there. And we are encouraging our brothers in the military say aye years so amone ma elko aye nyadoa ho aye years stand up betimi epiapia wo mo. Say John Mahama believe say military leader dey here, we need a proper military leader, not a concept. No. Yato Obama as a civilian government. Although we say you are the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces for the purposes of controlling the armed forces. Now the same way Yato Obama, your concept and you no military uniform, no another military uniform. Say a military uniform, you are not military leader. Military for Samosha, John Mahama, I think he believes that said the Burkina Faso guy ne Burkina no ne kondo dia Mahama unko training when you military person. It is the best way they say you ever find a way to get a military leader to lead us. And yes, our concept in the door do. So John Mahama Gini say you're military and not a civilian leader. When the country has a history of coup upon coup, if we have forgotten ourselves as a nation to the point that a civilian leader continuously portrays himself as a military dictator, then as a people, we must all come together and say that we need a military dictator. Onyai concept, no? Onyai Idi Amin posture, no? We are tired. Or the way Brimanfon and Manfon will not discuss the pertinent issues. Concept in the dorsal. Your mama concept, no? A dorsal. Now the honeymoon is over. You need to get to business and work. Now there is no way a military person jina a year baby year juma. Na politician bi betimi anya akukutro. Say opia a year military person into the video no very clearly. We video no stand up by a military guy na piano. And then Crawford say, oh, na stand up by Otiana na so. So we needed to take a closer look at the video again. So you show video from this. The degree of arrogance is such that he went further. How could we get Standobe to do this thing and get away with it? Or in the name of I've apologized. And yes, piano baku. Military guy ni jina wa waya de juma. And the guy was so disciplined, say, one so. The guy was so disciplined, say, one reacted, he continuously to do his work diligently. But Standobe kept on abusing the military leader. All because deputy chief of staff and a handler of John Dramani Mahama. It would me pia military, a person in uniform. Now the only reason here would me pia a person in uniform is because of one thing. Over the period, your military ni your police had a concept. Instead say you be finding recruitment process, papa. Bema a young Crawford apply to the military, need police, any security agencies, you know. Over time, we've made it a tool under the term of the political class. It is so be a military person, so be a police new, or be a deyo. It needs to be a recommendation of the political class and continuously MPP, NDC, Obia Fan and Crawford. So the respect that came with the uniform is no more there. That is how come Standobe, our deputy chief of staff and a handler of John Dramani Mahama, can continuously abuse a person in uniform the way he's done. Say na Standobe. Owo buo Emma the people in uniform. There is no way he would have treated the military person the way he did. Look at this. And yes, a guy now offending no. Guy ni yere juma. And there were other people who were standing even much more closer to baby and that guy no one than. But he was abusing the military guy. The arrogance of power. The same stand up in a J media for recorders, bubu mu, any camera, bubu mu in John Dramani #1 on sign, sign, a packaging over time, you have mohuno. So, say ne wa gini se bibia sisan, bibia ensisan. Samuel Oku Jeto Ablakwa kachere ye se, your mama amemu se obi fa private jet ya, ono Oku Jeto Ablakwa will resign. Yes, hey, Oku, sanity here. Or say, he will resign. Okay, so obe resign ya, yentie Oku Jeto Ablakwa. Yentie Oku Jeto Ablakwa.
Sir, NDC banner nipa wodi animu no kofi fasa private jet bia na wo wa ban nimu you resign.
I'll resign because what
may resign.
What may resign? Why shall I stay there? May resign because the mayor is on principle and yet personal and yes say bia me time President Akufo-Addo and as I mean President Debbie. It's the principle. It's about protecting the public purse.
Hey, Sabre na education minister na oda may
resign.
A few minutes later, you know, your mama, flight, you were down, one of them are war. We any presidential flight in what? Yeah, my boss, my former boss, Julius Debra, we said in my book, yeah, ade. Your mama and Kwasumu ye pansu. He's devoted his life to it. Young flight when your presidential flight and Wadaroma, Ghana flight way one dear. I know say the same QNet abino on my catcher when a flight and it will be in the chair, CFN 2 quite fine. But how much is it costing the taxpayers' money to make sure that's our flight to Yakuyato? Now because of Baba catcher you. I thought you would come and tell us, and now by this time you would have resigned. But clearly, I'm principled character. Clearly, QNet abai Ultraman Fonitro. Just a matter of time. The people will see through the lens. And your problem, meaning it's just a matter of time. The people will see through the lens. Now, yen free ho na yen ko enko shadie. MPP 4 koto aba. 2 days ago. Now, your two abaniwi, you know, Dr. Mahama Bawumia is the winner of the MPP flag bearership race. So, Dr. Mahama Bawumia, a big congratulations to you and your team. You've done very well. Your 2 year, you know, there's been concession speeches. Yentie Ura Kennedy, in fact, Yentie Brian. Should I go Brian? Okay, Yentie Brian Champo.
His Excellency, the former President of the Republic, Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia, the National Chairman of the party, respected patriots, I congratulate my senior brother and patriot, Dr. Mahama Bawumia, on his victory and wish him every success as he leads our party forward. I called him earlier this evening to let him know he has my full support. Most importantly, I thank God for his grace, guidance, and protection throughout this journey. I am deeply grateful for how far he has brought us. The past 4 months has been very heavy, but incredibly rewarding to all of us, especially the MPP. Whilst tonight's outcome is not what I had hoped for, I accept the results with humility, and my resolve remains strong. My heartfelt thanks goes to Ghanaians who opens their doors and hearts to us, to every delegate who believed in this vision and walked the journey with me, to my campaign team, my coordinators, communicators, and thousands of volunteers who gave their time, energy, and belief. I am equally grateful to my family for their patience and prayers, and to the former President, His Excellency John Ejekum Kufuor, and His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for their wisdom and guidance. To my fellow aspirants for a spirited contest. Ukrudu. The former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the flag bearer elect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all the aspirants present, party chairman, general secretary, minority leader, chairman, the council of elders, and MPP party. I stand before you to pledge my support, also to accept the results declared by EC. The delegates have spoken, and I want to plead with my supporters that they should stay calm and respect the results and help all of us to work together to win 2029 or 2028 election. I want to advise my supporters. First, I want to thank you, but I advise that in election, you can win and you can lose. So if you lose, you have to accept it in good faith. So let's all of us throw our support to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer.
Okay, so Honorable Kennedy Akompreko Japan, I'm a concession speech. Owura Kwabeneje Japan, a fantastic gentleman and a father of mine, in whom I am well pleased, also gave a concession speech, as well as Dr. Educhum, and also Emma concession speech. So clearly, MPP, we are done with the race. BBS Siwo Ebusuemwa, a man for ye pre, and in the course of year preno, and Moons and some a bit acrimonious, the way I did here, water, of course, it's a human endeavor. One would have expected that would have been measured. We went too much extreme. Some of us, the pronouncement were just too much for anybody to bear. Now, Owura Kennedy Akompreko Japan, me no bedin komo kakra. Then we are many Dr. Mahama Bawumia. Dr. Mahama Bawumia, congratulations to you. But let us not so deceive ourselves that you've won. So no. And we are they have seen some video here. Dr. Mahama Bawumia is acknowledging that indeed there are deep cracks within the party, for which he needs to take immediate steps to reconcile the party. For me, it's a step in the right direction. Now, Owura Kennedy Akompreko Japan, you are the man of the people. No two ways about it. Nobody, unless people will sit down and deceive themselves. Ejomfo ma no ma mi ke ene nkrofo. Omo si omo adwame because makoka team legal wise of wasem. Ejomfo ma ne pe wasem pa. Magazine for me ma ne pe wasem pa. Edientia, because the way you come across as somebody fearless, bold, you inspire hope. All through our human history, the people who succeed within the political scope, political landscape, are not people who build bridges, are not people who build hospitals, are not people who build, because about bridges and hospitals are civilians who are engineers, civil engineers will do it. Other things are a medical field that there will be doctors to do that. Teaching that there will be teachers to do that. If it's about shaping of the society, So the core business of politics is more or less acting like the heart of the body, the heart of the society. Eti akumawo hoi. The Jumane said it keeps all the other organs in check by pumping blood, by giving them hope. The very moment akumani be free, ebe fail to work, the whole system will shut down. So the most business, the basic line of politics, inspiring hope in the people. So during the Second World War, Winston Churchill is remembered not because of how many ammunitions are Omiya Toye, but he is remembered because of how he inspired hope in the people to be able to resist Adolf Hitler. So if you remember Mahatma Gandhi, we are remembering Mahatma Gandhi not because of roads our year in India, not because of hospitals or seen in India, but the words that he spoke, which inspired hope in the next generation. See, Nelson Mandela because of, so Nelson Mandela once said, then we quote Nelson Mandela. Maybe Julius Caesar once said, then we quote Julius Caesar. Machiavellian once said, then we quote Machiavellian. So the business of politics, the core business function, the core object of politics is inspiring hope in the people. So Kennedy Akompre Japan, the way you speak, the way you come across, you inspire hope naturally in the people, courageous, bold, assertive in your ways, whether it's good or bad. The people love that because when they look at you, they can see hope. They can see tomorrow from today. But Omampani Kufuor yɛ me mentor ka asɛm bi kyerɛ me. Because when I was doing this fix the country, menisu shisheshe, blah 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 blah. I mean, I'm doing quite. Omampani Kufuor frɛ me no say, radicalism is good because without radicalism, nothing changes in the society. So society no womu a obenya nkrofobia, slave trade akoswa ni enye obi tse Malcolm X, enye obi tse Martin Luther King. Those are radical people who clearly knows what they are doing and they shape society with time. Eti o radicalism no omampani Kufuor asem ni o. And sa nkomo no na me ne wo owura Kennedy Akompreko Japan AD. So when niso nyashe, these were his words. Or say when niso nyashe, oya akola, na when niso nyashe, bibi ha wadwene. Edientia because akola de, odi ni si ha, or the nsa beka we, no the nsa kan we, no the nsa kan we, no the nsa kan we. The reason ti akola ne yesa is because of curiosity. Na adwene no epeso ohunu nneoma bebre. So owura Kennedy Japan, when you came onto the political scene, the way you carried yourself, it was normal to make those mistakes in the interim, in the initial stage of your political phase. It was normal for you to make those mistakes because of the energy you carry within. It was normal for you to be vociferous because of the energy you carry within, because of the confidence level you carry within. But me young koko also said, "Eka asembi which edamitirechi." Or said the only line between arrogance and courage is respect. Tienye. Or say the only line that exists between arrogance and courage is respect. So yes, you can be courageous, you can be bold, you can be assertive, but you still need to respect the people. It's me by in my solitude moment, when I'm having conversations with myself, I ask myself several questions. How can I serve the people that I intend to serve in all humility, devoid of the kind of ego I have? How can I serve them? It's a new druwa. So we are kolanu when niso nyashia. There is a problem. But we need to do baby na niso sheni womu bebre nsua. Then there is a problem. Why? Because so when you do baby, you become very much aware of your surroundings. You know that enyeme bi ohwa esemeka. No abusa ho question. Na manka sa nioma we kura die ne besie. Ubusa ho sa question no. Okay, me ka esa me ka de. Na emo no sa manka die ne besie. Me ka de de beba no okay, what good is the truth if it does not bring peace in the society? It's in Drew baby na esa nka strategy, The people love you, the people understand you. But unfortunately, And I'm going to be honest with you. So, Obakaya, Yababa Tuabe, you called me, I came to your home, many would din komo. Sata moyere wo. Because say, oh, I believe so bet me a leader of the party. But say me AFRIFA me join wo camp. I will be very sure that enyoma bebro ho untimi nye when I am there. Because I knew that you needed to be put a little bit in check because I thought that in some way he might go overboard kakra. Moving forward, let us all use this as a means of advising ourselves. Say, uyobi na when you swatch it, there is nothing wrong. If you are radical, there is nothing wrong. You must be radical. But in the course of being radical, you need to be a bit measured. And so many people are, Dr. Mahama Baumia, and I'm a party. When I sit down today and I watch them, I probably believe that it could have been said in a much more better way. So, me breko menimuno ameko menimuno. Na me dwene kwan ya mefa so a metimi akasa aka nokre no. Ewa abra. The effect, I will achieve the same results, but the effect will be very minimal. The last part of your campaign, when you went full ballistic on Dr. Mahama Baumia, I believe it was one of the cause of your downfall. And it was the cause of your downfall. It was not necessary. If you let anybody deceive you that Donald Trump did those things in America and won election, for that matter, you can also do the same thing and win election. Our society, our psyche, two different things. The society, anybody who is seen to be being bullied clearly will be around him and come and protect him. So society, Madaroma. Now, Yamra Dr. Mahama Baumia, so Doc, with the greatest of respect, you winning the election does not automatically transcend into victory in 2028. That would be a deception of a grandiose. If you ever deceive ourselves that there is no cracks beneath the celebration, beneath the victory, beneath the speeches, beneath the well-packaged headlines, if there is one party which is not divided, then we are lying to ourselves. The party is deeply structurally, everything emotionally, it is divided. Dr. Mahama Baumia, party divided. You got 56 point something. The margin of vote Canadian Japan clearly are people who are not in support of your bid. Yes, elections, you won't get everybody to support you. Now, the reason here, most of the people ain't mean support because of Bibi. Dr. Mahama, it is believed that TNO, and I'm telling you truth, anybody who surrounds you and won't tell you the truth, I don't care. I will speak truth to you, Dr. Mahama, in a much more respectful way. I will speak truth. Doc, Yanshadie, before the elections, I wanted to comment on it, but I did not comment on it for one reason. The reason I did not comment on it was because I didn't want to be seen as somebody who was shaping how the delegates should vote. But I believe, Sammy, I could have called you behind the scenes for this video to be discussed, but it is in the public domain, and we must address this in the public, draw the attention of the masses to, that this cannot be.
I'm sure, sir, Obi, and Kabamia winning 2024, maybe he would have made some appointments that he would have regretted. I think so.
Based on
some of the dynamics of this campaign,
just incophobia maybe would have thought so.
And on also not many, on also thought. Yes. Tuning didn't come out sometimes in the silence of his heart. He thinks that Nina Wunya means him. Because
he didn't expect some people to.
I think so.
He feels betrayed in a way by some people.
So your words, I want to go with it. He feels betrayed in a way, but he's come to accept that that's politics. Because maybe a Smith in Kwasha, a Smith in Kwasha, he twice straight from 2024. In 2028, I'm convinced
when elected as president of the republic, he will make a great president.
Samuel, my main cousin Minchro. You see, Asama Okayi, it is unfortunate it's coming from somebody like you. Say Dr. Mahama Dubawumia is pained. Say encrophobia no susu say ankomo nafa ene sancrophone no blah 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 and saying we need straighter and kebi as sancrophone no he would have made certain appointment that he would have regretted because Obeka say we ngosha. Does that presupposes that Dr. Mahama Dubawumia say obi an campaign amanua and also obi campaign tianoa. Say ni pan all man appointments and idea be amenti ase say me pese me say asem no akan na say. And this cannot be the approach to making sure the party, and you see, the same behavior, the same attitude is what Akufo-Addo used to destroy the party till now. So Samuel Okuweka said, Dr. Mahama Dubawumia say we need straighter. And Koweka said Nkrofo Ngosha, and he would have regretted those appointments because Nkrofo maybe he believed they were on his side, but they've dejected him. Must appointment be given to those who are believed to be Dr. Mahama Dubawumia surrogates in Kwana? Kachere me, ebe sem ti ase. Same. Kachere me na minti ase. See ato abawie. Na say Dr. Mahama Dubawumia encrophobic campaign ti anwa. Is that saying because only Dr. Mahama Dubawumia and nam, and when you make such public pronouncement, what you are telling the other people that more surrounding Dr. Mahama Dubawumia hono, you are the only people going to enjoy in the event that Dr. Mahama Dubawumia is given the power. And that is not a good way to go as a party. That is not a good way to go. So I mean, the choice of words, and you are my brother, I'm going to tell you the truth straight in the face. These are wrong. Nana Safo Kantanka wati amwasi the entire one campaign ma Dr. Mahama Dubawumia is because he believes that Dr. Mahama Dubawumia they are the same people who free a year Akufo-Addo pension 16 years. That's ye wabemu near party mu. Na say nkrofo the same faces. Dr. Mahama Dubawumia, if anyone around you is telling you that the party is solidly behind you, then that person is deceiving you. Tienye wadaruma. Nkrofo bebre interest normal hijack wo. Many of our people do not feel a part of the party anymore because of the way an eyewo boss or former boss e behave here. Omo oni omo nya adwene on appoint omo. Even if the people now omo ni nya adwene no, they are the grassroots people. Se me meti yi, na me nim se me boa Dr. Mahama Dubawumia e campaign ma party. Now say me because I am not in and around Dr. Mahama Dubawumia, so I will not be appointed. Why do you think the energy within me will be that I'll campaign for the party? So, Samuel, you were wrong. Catcher Dr. Mahama Dubawumia said those things cannot be tolerated anymore. You don't appoint people simply because they are surrogates, they are the fanatics of the leader. Akufo-Addo baye the same thing and woye. And in the party baby struggle. So if the words of you is to pre-suggest that omo campaign it here, of course I know say we are calling for unity. And so those people must be sent out of the party. Critical example of such person is a year Osumempa. Ono de yen chira the exit no onko ne fonka, onko ne NDC, onko ne adwuma. Osumempa cannot be tolerated. Onye MPP ni one na nakona do ni JJ Rollins na starting no manantia yi ni friend sim no ba be share ha no di sim no. For that guy, there can never be any unity that includes him. But at the same time, Samia Oku and his cohort, you cannot hijack Dr. Mahama Dubawumia. Dr. Dubawumia, with the greatest of respect, you need to cause a great reshuffle around the table you sit. You need to invite people to the table, not because they feed your ego. You need to invite people to the table because those people, those who are against you, you must invite them. Real change. It's not just shuffling. We kwasha. See, a person party needs me winning power there. Then we have a great work to do. Samuel, mo thinking we amwa party no. Some arguing we ya mo hijack Dr. Mahama Dubawumia as a mona. Mudidi we Akufo-Addo aban mu 8 years. Mo ankasa kwanse mu ye ni papa. most of you would have suggested that, look, for Webrem. So the unity will be strong. Nobody should think that we are going to allow them to hijack the presidential candidate. Nobody should think that. It won't work today, it won't work tomorrow. Dr. Mahama Baumia, I am a Desawa acknowledge, sir. You are going to take steps to reconcile the party and proper reconciliation. We need to break the monopoly of the old cycle. And some of them should allow others to come in and help. The people must feel a part of it. Bring people who disagree with you, not just as a decoration, but not just for the unity photos, but for real job, giving genuine power to them. So Dr. Mahama, greatly, with respect, we need to rebuild the trust of the base. And rebuilding the trust of the base will mean that you need to invite people that you are uncomfortable with to the table. I know dear. And yes, I need a call by some year who thinking is a and a fire he could see and juma. Yen winnie catch your pain. Say young nice attitude of obi nye free into yen winnie ye dada ye home. Maybe your production no ana me hunu video we, and it gave me a great deal of joy. Yinti.
Everybody together, because my attitude to insults is that they are either true or not true. If they are not true, then it doesn't bother me. If they are true, then it doesn't bother me. I'll keep focus on what we have to do. We have to win, and politics is about numbers, and so even if the person who is insulting you can vote for you, you're happy, so you say go on and vote, I remember one time campaigning in a village, and there was this mad guy they were trying to push away, in a rally. They were pushing him away. I asked whether the guy had a vote. They said yes. I said bring him back. Bring him back and let's get him to vote, and that sort of thing. So I think that we have to be really, with one, sure that this is only a ticket to the main event. We have to win in 28. And to win, we need to unite this party. And I really am going to really make a big effort, especially this year. This year, set up the reconciliation teams and be very personally involved, and try to, break. I don't know if we are in Sheila, I believe they left. I mean, when I got personally involved in their matter, ultimately we were able to solve it. It was a major problem, and we divided the constituency, and we lost the seat because of that. I mean, it was a seat we gave away because we couldn't unite the two parties. But thankfully, through this primary process, we've been able to unite two parties, and we have to continue that process across every constituency. Because the effort spent there, it will be less expensive than if we were trying to campaign in 2028, spending money and all that. A useless exercise if the people are not united, they will not come out and vote, no matter how much money they put out there. So I'm going to spend a good part of this trying to help bring this party together across the constituency so that we can do that.
I am happy you said this. Thank you very much. And I know, sir, we'll be taking steps to do that. Maybe I am there, I can say, I will be personally involved. I am the pa. So I will be personally, because human nature, interest. That's why they've surrounded you, and you must be able to break that monopoly. I know they ever catch it up. And I've seen that some sycophants are writing, say, Anna, who works with saboteurs, who works with it, who works with that. Any great leader is the one who is even able to work with people who do not agree with him. If you are not a great leader, that's when you are afraid of people like that. Any great leader in the world are people that you keep your enemies much more closer. Unless they need leadership, you have very little idea about what leadership is. Dr. Mahama Bawumia, thank you very much for listening. And some of us will be here to help you. Sir, ubetimi aye adwuma na wo se obeye no. Before see a call next topic so no. I'll be addressing Captain Ansmart and in sem hunu ne nkwase asem. But let's listen to this.
Yeah. Otisuru osolo si okoko board. And so let this catch here. Koko board pay for mo tisuru no munum milo se mwa. Omunum ko ya fast ata koko. Omunum asia. Otisuru osolo si okoko board. And so let this catch here. Koko board pay for mo tisuru no munum milo se mwa. Omunum ko ya fast ata koko. Omunum ko ya fast ata koko. Adrompo mumlebi. We are Maba Numilo Samoa. Yenjimi yo. Yenjimi. Yenjimi. Mama Milo Boy the name. Mama Milo Boy the name. Nkofosu kotomula. Because of Numilo Samuanti. Or when I see there. On can she on trying to son of
Public announcement and it's a Cocoa board. Entimi ntua kokwa kuafo ka e ka kire am se scam aban ne be ka so wo de yi ko 6000 e fa woboa wontimi ntua omo ka edro nso ode be ma kuafo na wonya bi ma wo mo eti ene akuafo no abuafu papa be ko kan dollar ho nsense mudidi matem de enti akoko board ntimi ntua akuafo ka ne nyina ne se dollar ne ho nsensem no wo musika wo munyaaye from eye so wo mukoton koko syndicated de ben no e baaye no dollar no ameki sure so wo ntimi ntua akuafo ka so akuafo no buafu enti akuafo no
sia otisuru osolo si okoko board and so let this catch here koko board pay for mo tisuru no munum milo se mwa omunum ko ya fast ata koko omunum ko ya fast ata koko adrompo mumlebi we are Maba Numilo Samoa. Yenjimi yo. Yenjimi. Mama Milo Boy the name. Mama Milo Boy the name. Nkofosu kotomula. Because of Numilo Samuanti. Or when I see there. On can she on trying to son after sa.
Eti koko akuafo yentimi ntua omoka yenko na yenka ho asem koko akuafo yentimi ntua omoka. Now well you smart yenti
the MPP before I don't get the championship back to America because of being in Alabama. Kevin Taylor. Oh. I wouldn't. Wouldn't. Wouldn't be the NTMP before. I don't get the championship back to America. Because of being in Alabama. Kevin Taylor. Oh. I wouldn't. Wouldn't. Eti Kevin to America. Just say bakoso koka Kevin ho. Na say ye o man yira. Say ne ye o man. Na say Kevin Taylor to America. Ena otuja ne ba Ghana. Nti ese say MPP for so nye obi kwata na America. Na otuja Ghana so ba Ghana. Ba we ye den. Money show present me Ghana obetimi me. Ah, we had that photocopy. I got to Kevin Taylor. Original copy. Kevin, your original copy. We had the photocopy go to court. We have original certificate.
Okay, so Proverbs 26, verse 5. Osi bua okwasia ewo na jimisemu. Enyasa wobeye nyansani ewo ono a nani so. Eno nti na mebua okwasia na ordinarily maybe aka medru no kame mua ojimifo ewo na jimisem ho. Efise se wa mua no a wan hwe ya no aye nyansani wo ono a nani so. Well, just mad. Mami no ni nkomo bi. Edu baby na me pesa me no be call back and forth bio because I reminded myself of the kind of respect I had for you when I first met you. Time na wote eye Kingsby, Jarlink area hono. Ono we de no Germany na wajana no. I used to call you Offa because I mean of course coming from Kumasi blah blah blah. But over time when I got closer and I realized that Aturo is the basis of your media, I began to lose respect for you. Eti edu baby na enya asem ne yenka. Are you smart? Actually, you are not smart. That is why papa is what this smart too din so say be deceiving crofo. Because obi are smart biane, he doesn't need to portray so you're smart before we know you're smart. So the fact that papa thought that there must be smart added to your name, it clearly demonstrates how unsmart you are. But I'll forgive you and speak to your brain. I hope that the mene wo kan obefa. And I know say been previous onye bibia na meka obetimi ate ase. E so onyansafo pe ana ti nyansafo ase. Now, so smart, the winning wo wiase nyina say emma wo relevance as a person. And in the four corners of a media studio. My relevance in this world transcends that. Media for me was not the destination, it was a stepping stone to get to my destination. If all the relevance you know in this world is dependent on Facebook, just for Facebook likes and applause, my relevance in this world transcends that. But then say we are seeing the world you know revolves around Obetina morning shows. Why a concert near day? I am the best morning show. Nobody can It's true. But I did not come into this world to become a best morning show concert party. That wasn't what I came into this world for. Because you cannot imagine anything higher than you being a comedian every morning. You cannot imagine anything higher than you coming to sit there and insult people every morning. You cannot imagine anything higher than the theatrics and the comedies you do. And the fact that you get people to listen to you, you think so unyansa. Oyo. Orefi said Bobo Kalane ayi enkomodani ade in the 90s and early 2000s. Na ye dwane ye nemu mrika kokotie omo. So the fact that you kotie omo, does that mean that they were making any impact in our society? Oh yes, Matt. My purpose in this life transcends comedy, concert. My mission transcends gossip, theatrics, kwasiasam keka in the mornings. It goes beyond that. It is why I was sent here to join a comedy troupe, which you and that concert guy is part of. You are in no way in purview of the things I seek to do. We are saying, "Yeni mobroni ba yewo no obomfa chiasi o na yatete ni bomfa mekwa fuom ana mtuto mu ana mba bedru baabi a mia metimi tua me school fees eko gimpa eko ye public administration for first degree me wie ma na nso wa na no concept masters akonya wo UPSC and no si yento nwom mfrew anka obi anka menya ayi public administration degree in public administration acquire masters in international relations and diplomacy because it is enough credentials to be able to take me anywhere I want to go in this world. But I proceeded to pursue another LLB, which is a degree, undergrad degree. And then maybe a master's in law, a year, University of Connecticut. So for you to sit down and think that I was brought here to join the concert troupe, it shows the level of your intelligence. What can anymore? Also, we are original. Of course, we are original. But you are original in comedy. You are original in abusing women. You are original in making noise every morning with concert. But that is not my path. My path. That destiny of waking up every morning to come and do concerts, said the washi we know. My destiny. And I'm ho baby. My ceiling in this world is not that ceiling. Concert no. Also, I want to be able to contribute immensely to the discourse development of our nation. I am on a journey which is built by conviction, discipline, and purpose. If you don't know, those who know me much more closer will understand and know where I am going, from where I am coming from. Share radio ni TV ase na me kwa AFRIFA na me wo bomfa kurase. It is the mere fact that you even think you must compare yourself with me. It shows how deranged you are. It shows how why gwenene se nya dwuma o se de ye o mentiase. Enti MPP for ba America just to come and compete with. Na me te Ghana na internet no odi ye adwuma enye yi na de ba ya mentiase. Me ba America, how many shows in my year? Because me sorry no pa, me was civil procedure to read. Me sorry no pa, me was legal research in the home but I had this year, me not time cry show. So if that the purpose of me being brought here was to come and compete with some nonsense and a fool. How many shows in my year? I think this is the 6th show. You know why? Because I move with clarity. I am very intentional with what I do. I move with a sense of calling that the propaganda no awoye no. It cannot stop it. It cannot dilute it. It cannot derail me. So we need more. No amount of your nonsense. Or starting or starting about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in his attempt, so obeti media come here shani. The more he continues to do that nonsense, the more bigger I become. Because you have no idea. I am not in your arena. So when you say muhunu now, sorry, no pana wo ya. You think media is all about telling lies without proof, without noise, blah, 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 blah. I'm not in that arena. I am not in competition with you. I am not in that mad. I am not in that afro now with the monokoyo. Nipa ben na adwene ye adwuma o wiase pa wotie o kojo smart. Adwene se wo kanya ansasem. Nipa sodium carbonic oxide ne ho ahwan. You can't even say it. And you think you compare yourself with how will you compare yourself to me, Kojo? If it is about being a morning show host, stand in the mirror, look at yourself and look at me. And then now are better than me. Is it intellectual firepower? No, cancelled. I have it much more than you do. Is it voice? Of course, I have one of the most sexiest voice ever in the world. Is it about personality, looks, Kojo? Me won't fetch 1 million times. Na kasa no awo kani ye kasa me ko AFRIFA ye de wo me. My brain has actually carried kasa no millions of years because I inherited it from my generations, millions before me. So I don't have any thought gap when I'm speaking tree. Etidia na bema wo Kojo smart. Why do you say you are much more better than I am? And for that matter, I want to be like you, Kojo smart. Kojo, are you normal? I think at the side time you need to evaluate yourself. You have a false sense of importance because you're able to do concert. I sit here not because I want to be like Ojo Smart, not because I want to be like a fool who continues to abuse women. Never, 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 never. If all there is to life for me is to become like Ojo Smart, Gojo, apu, ni anami ye useless. Mama mi akosu abro wanko wo me say na se. Now listen to me. O fabrications, o performance, there be a way inviting me to o nonsense, you know. It will not stop me from doing what I want to do or achieving what I want to achieve. I'll continue to walk my path with dignity. I'll continue to speak my truth with purpose. I'll continue to rise with conviction. TNA, Bibian to me stopping. The other way we're going to say no crown I stop him. That is what I will end up using to use it to step to the next level. Enti unya unsem hunu no onkwasi asemu a. Ojo Smart, leave my name out of your mouth. Nami bu pa. Edobedru be me se wadwene no emu oha. When we get close to you, the substance within that brain is nothing to write home about. So leave my name out of your mouth. Wone sa kwasi ampeni otihana. At no point do I envisage to be any one of you. If I ever even dreamt of becoming Kojo Smart in my world, the gods should punish me. Apu. Betena we are bra ma bre bebrebe mi wiase ma down completed building mu ma da kiosum ma ye niam bebre na de me ba wiase ase me ba be ye ne se me pese me yes Captain Smart. What degree of insult is that? No atemdidie be no. You've insulted me to the highest degree. The fact that you stand in a mirror and you think what I want to be is you, you've insulted me. The brain had them why did you attempt? Or you think about Bubema or Shane in the kitchen? I mean, that is the kind of life I want to live. By the way, I came here for a purpose. By May, I will be done. When I'm done, I will wake up into me. The next available flight, I am on my way to the country. Ghana is where I know. Ghana is where I belong. And Ghana is where I will die. Obiam famema metra bebia. What trono dos ne dia Jimmy. What Jimmy kakra. Eye. Koyo. So what Jimmy kakra. Uye penny. Eye. Why? Bele mbesia. Bide do OKATAKYIE AFRIFA mensa. Nyame twedi ampon. Enhira mu nyina. When you hear some of these noise and concert, momfan tonche. Why? Because just my time so to no pay attention. No invite me in. I don't have his time. I am too. And when I came in, I've sat down, I've done a lot of assessments, self-assessment. I've had conversations upon conversations with myself, and I've come to a certain realization in life. Eti Kojo Smart on comedy okura. Pati. Jai Jimmy na penny. Muma bye.